We have the tech to get food delivered in 15 minutes, but we all have horror stories about buying tickets. The Game Time app gives fans the advantage. Get amazing tickets in just a few taps. Fees are included, so what you see is what you pay. And the Game Time guarantee means authentic tickets at the best price every time. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets to concerts, sports, comedy, and more with Game Time. Download the Game Time app and create an account for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply.
This is VSiN, the sports betting network.
Always follow the money.
That's what I always say. You always follow the money.
Yeah.
This is Follow the Money with Mitch Moss and Pauly Howard on VSiN.
Here we go. Welcome in. It is Follow the Money on VSiN, the sports betting network. Mitch Moss along with Pauly Howard. We are live in downtown Vegas from the Circa Resort and Casino. Good to be back. And we have a loaded 3-hour program coming up today, including Will Hill in 30 minutes. VSiN host, podcaster as well, contributor. He has a bet at 100-1, Alex Caruso, to win the Western Conference Finals MVP.
Ooh.
You think he's the guy, don't you?
Yeah, I'm not the only one. There are two people with votes who think he is.
Well, I have one small thing that I need to push back on when Will joins the show at that time.
Wow.
Also, Brian Geltzeiler, perfect timing with him today to talk NBA, the new tanking rules that will be applied to next year. And what does he think of Caruso and the game tonight? Matt Vescursion on Major League Baseball. We have to spend some time on this, the NL Cy Young and tonight's card as well. We'll get into Game 6 coming up. I know this has been talked about ad nauseum today because it happened so many hours ago, but welcome back, Mitch, to the show. How's that Yannick Sinner plus 150 to win the French Open bet from 2 months ago look now? Can you believe this?
No.
It's one of the best bets I've ever made. What did he close? Minus 350 to begin the tournament?
Right.
He can't even get out of round 2, and he was up 2-0, 5-1 in the third set. Cramps up. See you later.
Unprecedented. Biggest upset in the history of tennis, you could argue. To think that you're $354 to win the tournament. And it hadn't happened since 2000 with Agassi, that the guy couldn't even get to the third round, the number one ranked player. So it's also a dream if you were up watching it, because the guy couldn't move and the issues with the heat and cramping, and he lost 18 points in a row and lost 18 of the last 20 games. So forget about the algorithm being thrown into chaos and what happens. If you're awake and watching that live, it's just how much can I get down on this? Because the guy, look how it finished. It finished 6-0, 6-1, 6-1 for Cerundolo.
Mm-hmm.
That guy has never made the third round of a major. So I think it is fair to say it's the biggest upset ever, but also it's just a gift from the gods. Like you see the 100-1 in play at FanDuel. He was minus 5,000 to win before. Assuming higher than that, 32-1 take back on the dog before.
I saw some books did not even post a number on Sinner. Others had just name the number.
Yeah,
that's what it was basically. You could not come up with enough zeros to put on it with him being the pregame or the pre-match favorite overall.
Just so somebody bet $31 to win 31,000.
Yeah,
when it was 5-1.
Others were trying to win $50 on Sinner before it started.
Yeah, that's the one I don't understand.
Laying thousands of, they thought it was free money.
Right. There's several tweets out there of the bridge jumpers.
Yep.
And that's just, I saw 150,000. You saw the same thing.
Yeah, one guy said, trust me on this. I think he's a poker player. I'm not going to be up for it, but I like making money in my sleep. It's stealing money. And then I think it was Darren Ravel who said somebody might want to wake this dude up because he was about to lose whatever it was, thousands of dollars on Sinner. Just to take back on it would have been pennies on the dollar, obviously, not even.
Yeah.
So that's how big the overall upset was today. I was not awake until the fifth set, and Luke was texting me when he woke up as well, probably about 6:15 Pacific time.
Oh, sure, we have a situation.
Yeah, and I'm like, wait a second, what? By the time I got wind of it, it's over with.
Yeah.
And I could do nothing about it, and so that ticket is absolutely stuck. And you're exactly right, Pauly. Had I been awake and actually watching the match, it probably would have been something to notice that was visible on TV. And that is, wait a second here, Sinner can't even move out there. Yeah, he might lose this match overall, and he did. I know Zach Cohen here at the network, who writes about his tennis plays and the NBA plays every day at VSiN.com. He was basically saying the guy And like the trainer, I believe, for Sinner needs to be whacked because this is completely unacceptable to not have him prepared in the heat.
Well, I'm not a tennis expert.
Me neither.
But he said he woke up Wednesday night not feeling well, and then he was dizzy and fatigued when he was out there. So if you want to go after the trainer, fine. He also had that 9-minute break. He took a 9-minute break, and then still when he would go sit down, he would have ice packs on him. But then when does the in-play swing? When do you realize that you put aside he's the best player and that he's seriously compromised and he's got to be an underdog here?
That's going to have to be...
Because when you lose 18 points in a row and then 18 of 20 games, it was a free money for the dog.
Yeah, that's going to have to be done manually, where you're going to have to step in and say, wait a second here, this guy is absolutely compromised.
Yeah.
That's kind of like what happened, what was it, the game when Wemby got hurt, I think, against the Timberwolves, I want to say? Immediately, like there was a correction, like he's out of the game. We got to change the numbers, and somebody manually corrected it. I'm guessing
kicked out or the concussion game. Either one.
I think it was the concussion game.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
So now at the French Open, it's going to break the streak of 9 consecutive slams won by Sinner or Alcaraz, and either the Joker is going to win his 25th Grand Slam, or we're going to have a first-time men's slam champion overall. And our producer Luke loves tennis. He's got is it Jodar? Hodar, the J is silent. Got me there. Rafael Hodar. He's got him, he bet him at 155-1 like a month and a half ago when this guy was really doing well on the circuit. And I think that correlated with when Alcaraz got hurt. He's now the 4th shot on the board overall.
My God. That's why you love sports.
Yep.
You see just crazy stuff all the time. Doesn't make any sense. And that is just a shocker to wake up to. Unbelievable. And it hasn't happened since 2000. I'm
not going to say that I was counting my money, but I was pretty excited about that bet to have in the old account.
Yeah.
Plus 150 on Sinner. That was the day that they never even announced with Alcaraz. It's the cast on, doesn't look good. Okay, let's take that plus money. And bye-bye.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like you said, though, right? So now it's either Joker for the 25th slam or a first-time men's slam champion with this result now. So it's just been crazy with the upsets, whether it's softball, what's happened in the NBA playoffs, what's happened with tennis. Pagula goes out early. This guy is compromised and his issues.
The Golden Knights swept the Avalanche.
At 30-1. I know.
Pure domination here in the last 3 games by Carolina. The Knicks run that they're on.
Yes. And perfect timing, too, to get the New York guys in replacing us and hanging out while we were on vacation. I mean, it's unprecedented. That's the best 11-game stretch in the history of the NBA. The body bag teams like that every season. It's the playoffs. They are so good and playing so well, they made 3 teams quit. Look at the scores in the closeout games.
Yeah, pretty much.
You beat Atlanta by 60, you beat the Cavs by 37, and you ran out the Sixers. 3 teams threw in the towel.
And I tweeted this out the other night, too. I'm like, the Spurs are going to lose to the Knicks if that's the finals, right? And then I also said the Thunder are going to handle them, though, kind of easily, right? And I have now you bake in the injuries to the Thunder and how the Knicks are playing. Like, you got to, like, who had, again, to talk about anything that's going on right now in the world of sports, who had this with the Golden Knights? They look like a dead team walking against Utah.
Absolutely.
And they go out there and then they swept their way to the finals, or the final, I guess, over Colorado.
Yeah.
And they looked awesome in some of those games against Anaheim on top of it. And now Carolina, after they were, the layoff here is probably going to hurt the Knicks if you tie in what happened to Carolina. Bloodbath against Montreal in game 1, and it's been pure domination for the last 3 games.
Yeah, I will concur. I would say that'll be an issue for the Knicks game 1 because of the layoff. And it was against the Cavs. No doubt.
Oh, yeah.
They were down 22 until they found their game. Since they were down 2-1 against Atlanta, they won by 16, 29, 51, 39, 6, 14, 30, 11, 16, 13, and 37. It's a record plus 262. Regular season or playoffs. Absolute domination. Just an incredible run. You also are allowed to change your mind when presented with new information or evidence. So based on injuries and how well they're playing and the adjustments that they've made with the offense and what Brown has done,
sure.
Have you seen it with the odds? I mean, Jeff Sherman was on this show. He made OKC minus 450 if that was the matchup. Now it's down to 250, and it's a lot lower on the Spurs. So it's just been and your hockey thing too. You're right about the Golden Knights, and I couldn't believe that what they flashed on the screen during Game 4. That was the first time at home in 16 games they led at the end of the first period.
Wow.
Come on.
That's
You're right. Thoroughly outplayed by Utah, and Anaheim was competitive and had them.
yeah, it was a pretty good series, actually.
Yes.
And then fast forward to what just happened, that was not a good series, much like is going on in the East right now.
Yes.
I do think Carolina and the Golden Knights, if that's, I will assume here for 1 second, that's the cup final that we're going to get, it's pretty damn good on paper. And I have seen
it is.
I have seen the Golden Knights as high as like plus 150 in that matchup.
Mm-hmm. Well, it'd be hard to go against Carolina, even though as well as the Knights have played since Tortorella took over. I mean, this is what more needs to be said. You can't score on this team.
Well, how about unders in every game?
Yes.
I mean, Colorado couldn't get shots off for long stretches against the Golden Knights.
True. And the way Hart's playing, and a big move on him, down to 10-1. But 11-1 in the playoffs. The opponent's team total has gone under 11 times, and they're 6-0 on the road. The only thing that got them was the longest layoff since 1919.
Right. The team total thing is honestly one of the most impressive things that you're going to hear about a run.
Yes.
That's
yes.
The Knicks run is unprecedented, like you said. But for a team, and it doesn't matter what sport, to keep the opposing team under their total 11 out of the 12 games that they played, that has to be pushing for an all-time record.
Yeah.
A betting record anyway.
Yeah. You're lucky to get 20 shots on goal against them, too. That's the other thing. Look at the shots on goal.
Play Anderson under saves every single game.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolute domination.
And then
full marks to them.
Yep. To flip it like they did on its head.
Yep.
After game 1, no problem.
Yeah, and home ice means nothing.
Regular season means nothing.
Absolutely. Oh, absolutely. What a farce that is. I'm so frustrated. The best team never wins. You've got to do something about your sport.
It's been almost 20 years, Paul.
I know. You had the Blackhawks 1 year. Why can't the best team ever win in your sport?
Yeah.
It's nuts.
We'll get into the Game 6 that we have on the board tonight. Projected NBA Final Series prices, updated Conn Smythe. Coming up on Follow the Money, it's VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
So you're listening to this podcast because you want an edge. But what if I told you you're only halfway there? You've got the mindset. Now it's time to get the toolkit to match. Here's the thing. Pro bettors spend thousands on data and tools, but what they don't want you to know is you can get the same edge for a fraction of the cost with VSiN Pro. With VSiN Pro, you get access to expert picks, public betting data, prop projections, powerful tools, analytics, and more. Tap the link in the description and see why thousands of bettors are already using VSiN Pro to cash more bets.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
We'll see if you agree with this, Pauly. For tonight's Game 6 on the board that we have, Western Conference Finals NBA, San Antonio laying 3.5. That's pretty much painted across the screen. The total down a little bit to 218.5. I don't think the point spread is going to matter tonight. I think Oklahoma City either beats them or San Antonio wins kind of convincingly. Mm-hmm. And they win potentially, and you can probably bet San Antonio. If you're betting outs tonight, I can see them winning by 8, 10, 12, 14, 15 points in this game, or I can see Oklahoma City winning it outright and shutting it down.
Well, I would expect Wemby to bounce back. And
so do
big.
I.
You know, not only did he have a bad game, but he doesn't talk to the media, and everyone's all over him. For a guy 7-4 not to have an impactful performance after he was so good in the playoffs and to start, maybe he's tired. I know experience is a big deal as well, but also it's a great organization. But he must pitch a tent and set up shop in the paint repeatedly. I don't know why it's so hard for them to get him in the paint, 7-4, get him closer to the basket, and get him more touches and get him closer to the rim when it's that easy. You know, turnovers have been a problem, but for them to be 2 guys down, and Mitchell's out again, and to be up 3-2, it's disappointing for San Antonio.
No, I did not care for the way, and nobody did, the way that Wemby played in this last game. Which, by the way, can we get a cleaner game tonight? This is one of the most anticipated series that we've had in the NBA in a long, long time. And the referees just completely overtook Game 5. And it was absolutely unwatchable. It was terrible basketball. A lot of that has to do with the way Oklahoma City plays. But how do you miss those calls like consecutively against San Antonio? Unacceptable by the league. You got to clean it up and make it better. So teams, this is a good one. Teams off a loss favored in the next game again in the first quarter. 27-1 so far this postseason. Pretty good. You go back to 2021, 97-51-5. I also, your point about the turnovers for San Antonio, I think clearly Fox has still been a little bit dinged up, not been the same guy. First of all, he hasn't been great by any stretch, but also still sloppy with the basketball. And as we said last week, before taking a couple of days off, you're probably going to want to bet guys like Wallace, Caruso, SGA on the steals prop until that plus money is gone. We'll forget about it now with Wallace. Because he had 2, 4, 3, 2, and 2 steals. He's like minus $1.60 tonight to have 2 or more. But Caruso, with his steals, he's gone over 1.5 in 3 of the games. He's still plus money. And SGA has had 5, 2, and 2 in the game so far. He's still plus money tonight to have steals.
Yeah.
I think if you bet a bunch of the guys at the plus money tonight, you're probably going to have a turnover problem again with San Antonio, although they're back home tonight. But I would anticipate that to be an issue for San Antonio.
Well, I hope they get a better whistle, but I've been hoping for a while. Game 7 would be fantastic. But the other thing is I think you have to look at Caruso made threes. How is he still 1.5? That he keeps going over this. And the MVP talk, and rightfully so. So I would say Caruso over 1.5, Wemby over rebounds, Wemby to have a big impact, and especially on the boards as well. Hartenstein's been great since Game 1. And it also will come down to probably who's in foul trouble, though, as well. That's how they're going to officiate this game. And
Sure.
we have a guest coming up in less than about an hour, who said before these playoffs started, the biggest key or thing that will determine the playoffs will be the whistle that OKC and SGA get. So I can't wait to hear his response with that, and in the timing that SGA and his lawyers send out a cease and desist to Underdog, which I think is a bad look and absolutely incredible. Yeah. So either way, the NBA wins. But to me, it's a monster. It's Michael Jordan-esque numbers if it's Spurs Knicks.
Yeah, just
if it's Wemby, oh my God.
Yep.
So going back to, you haven't won it since 73, you haven't made it since 99, and the biggest attraction in the league, Game 1 and Game 2 set records. I just think it's right there for Silver in the league just to be a bonanza. If it's Wemby against the Knicks, it's an absolute home run. And then you're approaching the only thing that can beat it would be Michael Jordan numbers.
Here's what I don't understand. A couple years ago when I bet Oklahoma City to win the West and to win the NBA title, they had a win total of 39.5. They were not the team right at that time that they have been now. They turned into that team, and I bet on them turning into that team. They never won the title. They never came out of the West. But I can tell you when I was watching a ton of their games the year before and in that season, they did not play like this. Like, what the hell has happened?
When did you become frustrated?
Oh, the game the other night was one of the worst basketball games I've ever watched in my entire. I was so mad watching the game.
Yeah.
So infuriated watching the game. I turned it off. I was screaming. I'm swearing. Yeah. Like, this is awful basketball. It's a terrible product. Please, for the love of God, do something about this. And that's just as a fan of basketball. Forget about having the Spurs 18-1 to win the West.
Yeah.
That had nothing to do with it. It was just an eyesore for everybody involved with this sport.
I'm not going to go as... It's a strong comment by several people on ESPN that they're concerned about the younger demographic playing like SGA and then everyone flops moving forward. I'm not there yet because you want to emulate the stars and be like your idols and role models. But there are... Mike Greenberg flat out said he can't stand watching SGA play. Well, kind of like what you said. Mike Wilbon is the one who said he's concerned about that kids are going to start flailing and flopping and you know the gyrations and the acting as well. That's going to continue if they win another NBA championship. That he's concerned about the future. I don't know.
Let's hope not, because I will never watch the NBA ever again. How could you? I
don't understand why they get this whistle, only them, and they're a small market. Knicks, I can understand. Lakers, I could understand. I don't understand why the last 2 years it's been this team, and it's now back-to-back opponents who have lost their minds and complained and cannot believe the whistle. Well, that's just a fact. It's a fact.
I would actually like to sit down in a room with Sam Presti and watch their games on tape and tell me, and the coach Dagnall, and just say, tell me when you see good basketball on film. because this is not basketball at all. I don't know what this is called. I don't know what you guys refer to this as, but this is just, again, I don't know. If this is what the league turned into, I can't imagine the ratings would be any good. I just can't. Terrible product right now. That game was anyway. So I want a cleaner game. I was so excited about this series.
Yeah, let them play.
It's been ugly. We've had blowouts. We've had bad basketball for the most part. Yeah. Game 1 was awesome.
Yes, it was.
After that, yuck, you can have it.
And the Knicks have been fantastic too. Even though it's been blowouts, to me, that's appointment viewing. To see a team in an all-time heater and run. Let them play. Put the whistles away. But if you want to bring them out, call the obvious stuff. You know, you're missing goaltend. You're missing balls off the feet of Holmgren. It's just... It's unprofessional and unacceptable.
Yeah, as for the game tonight, then, in terms of best bets, I do have, so we talked about it here, I have Caruso and I have SGA to go over their steals prop.
Huh?
I also, the number has gotten completely out of control, I think, with SGA assists, but he has been the man.
Yes, he has been.
At distributing the basketball. And to your point as well, Hartenstein's been really good since an off game 1. Other than Wemby, I don't know what to do with him. Sorry. What do you want to do with these guys? What do you expect from Harper?
I think Harper's tough.
Very tough.
I would expect Wemby to go over his rebounds after what's happened the last couple of games. He's $1.50 to have 13 at DK. I definitely Caruso over 1.5 made threes, and I wouldn't put it past to even have a triple-double for Wemby.
I looked at that earlier today.
It's 45-1. I mean, this is people have been all over him now, and rightfully so. You know, you can't be the face of the league and come out with that kind of performance, and then you just walk out and don't talk to the media. So I think he comes out like a house of fire. And well, just look at the numbers when they win. What he's averaging in the 2 wins is what he's doing in the 3 losses. So with the season on the line at home, how he played, walked off, didn't talk to the media, I think he has a monster game tonight.
Opta AI stats, the projections at VSiN.com. The number 1 value play on the board tonight is from Luke Cornett. 3+ points.
Really?
Yeah, plus 125, a 30% edge.
See, I can't believe the guy gets time. I don't think the guy should play at all. And it's also been a disaster prior to Game 6, the non-Wemby minutes.
Who else can you play, though, as a big? You want to trot Plumlee out there?
Yeah, he's an enforcer at least. With
we saw that in the last game.
Maybe you need that. I mean, let's be honest. OKC's a dirty team.
Yeah.
Maybe you give it back to him with some dirty play. But certainly, I think Cornett's been unplayable, and it's just been atrocious when Wemby's been on the bench, and that can happen as well.
I would imagine that Wemby's going to have to go out there and give him 43 minutes tonight, 44 minutes.
Well, that's another good point, too.
The rotation's going to get tightened up here a little bit, I would anticipate.
Yeah. Yep. I would think. But also, you wonder if he's what he has left in the tank, because it looked like some people have said he looked like he was fatigued in the last game. Time's ticking on one of the best VSiN Pro offers of the year. Your final week to get a full year of VSiN Pro, normally $240. It's yours for just $199 when you sign up. 2 months free, 14 months, less than 50 cents a day. Code PRO. Every best bet, every host, every guest. The special edition betting guides for every major sport throughout the year. It expires May 31st. Don't wait. VSiN.com/subscribe. Promo code PRO. VSiN.com/subscribe.
I will tell you this. If the Spurs win the series somehow, right now they're listed as a 225 favorite at DraftKings. Knicks are plus 185. That's an auto play on the Knicks. Anything at like plus 170 or higher is going to be an automatic bet for me.
Well, matched up well in the regular season if you want to look at that too.
Yep. Will Hill on the program coming up next. He has a 100-1 ticket on Alex Caruso to win the Western Conference Finals MVP. Some feel it's live going into tonight, but there's one small problem.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
We'll hit tonight's game and also the Major League Baseball card, some Cy Young stuff here as well, as Will Hill joins the program now, VSiN host. Also a great podcast called Shoulda Bet More, and he joined us on the Progressive guest line. Hey, Will, thanks for the time, pal. Let's begin with this. So you're sitting on a ticket, Alex Caruso, to win the Western Conference Finals MVP at 100-1. He's around 25-1 right now. State your case for him winning the award.
All right, I guess the case would be SGA shooting 38 for 100 from the floor, Caruso 18 of 28 from 3. And to be honest, I know we always, go to bat for our own tickets. I kind of thought this was dead after Game 4, he has the donut, only one shot attempt. These guys that are role players, they really have to, exceed expectations, and there's no margin for error when you bet at Caruso. But when you've got guys like Bontemps and McMahon, who I believe are voters, and I can't find confirmation as to who the 9 voters are, and there's only 9 of them, when you got 2 of them saying, hey, it would be Caruso, now there was the caveat of if it ended today, but it seems like those guys are voters. Neither of them said, hey, if I had a vote, it would be Caruso. So if I've got 2 of the 9, Reggie Miller has been big on Caruso all series. He's going to bat like, bigger than I would be. It's almost like he has a bet on him. Obviously, he doesn't. But if Miller has one, I mean, you get the idea. You might have 3 or 4 guys here where, they're leaning towards Caruso, and you only need 5. Do I think it's going to win? Probably not. I am prepared to get my heart broken with like a 5-4 vote in favor of SGA. And, of course, OKC has to win the series. So we'll see. I think it's live. Would I bet 25-1? That's probably the last point I would bet it. But when you have multiple voters already stating that Caruso will be their guy, I think it's live. And I'll throw in one more thing, and maybe this is narrative. Maybe this is me talking myself into it. People don't really like the Lakers. They get every player. They get every call. This would be a way to kind of troll the Lakers of, hey, you idiots gave away the Western Conference Finals MVP for nothing.
Yeah.
Maybe there's a little blowback with SGA and all the flopping and all the foul drawing. So it's possible. Again, I'm ready to be hurt. I'm ready for the pain, but kind of happy with the position I'm in, and just would love to get this home. It would be nice to get one of these home.
I think he's got a great chance, no doubt about it. How about the Matt Humans thinking here? If I'm going to bet the Thunder, I wait in play, because the Spurs opened up a 15-0 lead in Game 3, and I expect them to come out with their hair on fire tonight, and especially Wemby. If you want OKC, wait and get a better number. You concur?
Probably the right idea. Humans and I, and doing those live shows, the primetime shows, it's funny. We talk about these numbers, plus 3.5, plus 4.5, whatever the number is, and we always say, wait, you're probably going to get an 8.5 or 9.5. Now, we don't have a crystal ball, so knowing when to jump in, of like, let me wait till it's 15-0, then to jump in. I mean, we don't know. You might think it's 6-0 or 8-0. That's the time, but I agree with the thinking. Tough game, really tough game. You got to guard against overreacting to the last thing you saw, because it seemed like a lot of people were on the Spurs in Game 5 because the Spurs looked good in Game 4, and you switch venues, maybe you get a better whistle. Spurs coming off a loss. I would ultimately, if I had to bet it, and I do have and gave out Thunder in 6 plus 450, so I'm probably just going to let that ride. Would lean towards the OKC side. I know we all want a Game 7. But it just feels like San Antonio might be out of gas. I know they looked out of gas in Game 3 and came back with a vengeance in Game 4, but you're asking a lot of Wemby. Harper and Fox don't look healthy, and these series, these games are very tricky when you have multiple key players on both sides that are banged up. Fox and Harper are playing, but they're banged up. The guys on OKC are hurt, but they're not playing, so that makes it really hard. It really kind of makes it murky, but I'll say OKC closes it out here. I wonder at one point if the spreads are going to matter in these games. It seems like all playoffs, whoever wins covers and vice versa. It hasn't been too many instances. I know Lakers, OKC, Game 4, Lakers were a 12-point dog and they lost but covered. That's very rare in these playoffs. These teams that win, cover, the point spread doesn't come into play. So who knows? Maybe we get another classic like we had in Game 1. I think, that's the side we're all kind of rooting for a good game and a good finish of the series, because the rest of the playoffs have been a little bit underwhelming.
Hope so. Will Hill, our guest. Follow him on X at Not The Will Hill. He's on the Progressive Guest Line. One thing, again, on the Caruso ticket, you mentioned it, the one pushback that I would have. He did not score in one of the games. On top of that, one of the aforementioned voters that you guys discussed here a couple years ago said on the podcast he's going to vote for Caleb Martin to win it for the Miami Heat. I had a huge ticket on Caleb Martin. He changed his mind after Game 7 and gave it to Jimmy Butler, and it was a 5-4 vote that year. Absolute dagger to the kidney.
Tough. The awards ones hurt more, too, because you see the votes. It's so, you lose the game, obviously that hurts, too. But when it's an award, there's just an extra oomph to the kick to the stomach. Hopefully I get it home, but I'm prepared for the worst. I'm prepared to have my heart broken.
Is this the time to jump in now on the Yankees to win the division, as the Rays are now struggling and Cole has been awesome?
Yes, I wrote it for Fox the other day when it was $1.40. It's drifted up, and it's funny. Baseball divisions are the ones that, if you have enough outs, sometimes they can be caught napping a little bit, and you can get a stale number. Like Tampa wins 3 in a row, Yankees win 3 in a row, and sometimes it doesn't get adjusted. But Yankees are better than Tampa. They've got more pitching, they've got more power. Holback, Rodon back. Rays have been 8-1 in one-run games. I feel like the Yankees should not only win the division, but I wouldn't be surprised if they won it by some margin. This is one where I know people don't want to necessarily lay $1.80 in end of May, and you don't cash that ticket even if you win till almost October. But let's just say Memorial Day, and then for round numbers, 4th of July, which is the next kind of holiday. Would you be surprised at all if the Yankees are -$3, -$4 by 4th of July? I would not. I think the Yankees are a good bet.
Okay, so then what do you want to do with Garrett Cole then? Because he was awesome again. My God, what a start the other day against the Royals. And if you look around now, his teammate Cam Schlittler obviously is almost odds on right now to win the American League Cy Young. If you have a ticket on Schlittler to win that award, would you be adding any Garrett Cole?
I think even if you didn't have Schlittler, I think, and obviously Schlittler gives you some more wiggle room, but I think like Cole, just of his own volition, if you had nothing, 100 to 1, 150 to 1, I don't think that's a bad number now. He can't afford to miss any more time. And, he has missed a couple months, but I do think there's enough season left, enough runway left where, what does he have to get to? 1.4, 1.5 ERA. A couple of these guys, obviously don't root for it, but a couple of these other guys continue to get hurt. And we've seen Skubal, Crochet, we've seen these guys get hurt, and pitchers, like running backs, it can happen at any moment. I think with that volatility and the number on Cole, the pedigree, the Yankee, I don't think it's impossible. So even if it's a small bet, Cole 100 to 1, 150 to 1, I actually think is worth a little bit of a nibble.
Is there anything to do in the NL Cy Young market? We're going to talk about this in the next hour of the program. I mean, this thing is just, you're throwing darts at this point, I think.
Yeah, I threw one last week on Harrison at 75 to 1, just because I thought that number made no sense when you looked at his numbers. And before he threw another pitch, he was down to 35 to 1. Again, that's like a Caruso one. Do I think it's going to get home? Probably not. I just thought the number was off. Boy, I will say this: whoever wins it will have earned it. That's Sanchez is obviously the hot guy. I wouldn't jump in on him right now. Keens is awesome. I would need 5-6 to 1 or greater. There's just so much competition. Burns is probably, I don't know, will he have the innings? I don't see a great bet there. It's just, I think the Miller ones, I'm just kind of going through this list here. I think Miller is going to have a hard time winning as a reliever. Mm-hmm. If I had to, I would probably, looking at the odds here, I'd probably take a shot on like Sale or something like that. But it's tough. I mean, there's just so much. I can't remember a race in any sport, in any award market that was this stacked, where you have 6 or 7 guys on any given year that would have won this, in a different year.
Totally agree. I'm absolutely blown away by how impressive this is. And it's not even June. So, my God, we got 4 months left. On the betting board that we have tonight, Major League Baseball, Braves, Red Sox just started. That scoreless bottom of the second. Sale's going right now. Did you do anything with this Blue Jays-Orioles game coming up in a little bit?
Yeah, by the way, Braves $1.06 favorites right now as the Red Sox get a base run. I don't mind that, and down to even money as we speak. I don't mind the Braves. And I did play a little over 8.5 Bassett in Corbin. A couple pitchers I think can give up some runs. Remember, when it's 8.5 in a baseball game, 4 + 4 = 9. If it's 4-4, you obviously got to get a ninth run somewhere. So I can see some runs being scored there. Weather's starting to get a little warmer here on the East Coast. That's one where wouldn't be surprised if that's a 7-5 type of game. I think both pitchers can be hit. Very
good. All right, buddy. Well, go get him with Caruso, man. I hope you cash that ticket. Thank you.
Good luck.
Appreciate you guys. I need all the help I can get. Thanks for having me.
Yep, there you go. At Not the Will Hill on X. Should Have Bet More is the podcast, and also VSiN Host as well. So where are you at then right now?
Caruso's the MVP.
Do you think he is of the series?
Yes, I do. I agree with McMahon, and I agree with Bontemps.
Now, is that your SGA hatred coming out?
No. I respect the guy. I just hate the whistle he gets. He's a hell of a player, but he also doesn't need to do that.
He doesn't have to play like this.
No.
I can't give it to Caruso.
And it's the same way. I felt the same way about Harden. You can't initiate contact.
No, ever. No.
And then get the call. But I'm not even getting the flopping and flailing too. But I mean, it just Google, just put it up on any Instagram, whatever.
Oh,
there's all this. There's just a 3-4 minute highlight reel of the. When did Doris Burke started it with the free throw merchant thing?
Well, now people have
really
done.
got talking. And then the first time I really paid attention to it was at what she said it, and then when Bill Simmons tweeted, "I've been watching basketball my whole life. I've never seen a whistle like this other than Jordan."
Yeah, I can't. Caruso didn't score in one of the games.
Yeah, but
I can't get over that.
Well, I think he's been a big key though.
He's been massive. Yeah,
I mean, game 3 was nuts. To be down 15 rip and then the bench goes off.
Yep.
And you blast them was incredible.
All right, win, lose next. How about this? Caesars offered an Ohtani no-hitter through 5 innings last night. And Carolina has done this again in 11 out of their 12 playoff games. Incredible. Pauly with the details next.
Win Some, Lose Some is sponsored by the Sharp Plays.
Were you a winner last night?
Wow, winning.
Or was it a rough one?
Well, they can't all be winners, can they?
Loser! You're a loser!
Pauly Howard recaps the night in sports betting in Win Some, Lose Some.
Biggest upset in tennis history. One of the biggest comebacks, Cerundolo. 100-1 in play at FanDuel. 32-1 at DK before the match started. 25-1 at other spots. He'd never been to the third round of a major. Sinner lost 18 points in a row in 18 of the last 20 games. He was as high as -$4 to win the tournament. And he closed out. He got closed out 6-0, 6-1, 6-1. An in-play dream if you were watching it, as he was compromised and, quote, I was dizzy, fatigued, and I woke up, I wasn't feeling well. Unbelievable what happened this morning.
I would honestly say that maybe that was baked into the in-play. Because if you had a guy that was, again, minus 12, minus 120,000, whatever it was, before the match, and he's up 2 sets to love, and he's up 5-1,
yeah.
I don't think 100-1 is high enough.
No.
You would need, I think, probably way higher than that. That's got to be close to a 99.9% win probability. So maybe they just like, yeah, I think he's hurt all of a sudden, and they had to come in and fix it and say, we're only going to offer 100-1 in the guy.
Well, plus he can't even move. That's the other thing. You can't even make an effort. And then once you sit down for 9 minutes, take a break and the ice packs and everything, I mean, the ship has sailed there. The house is on fire.
That's back-to-back years for him. He had Alcaraz dead and buried last year.
That's right, yeah. Carolina, another all-time run. We got the Knicks in the NBA and Carolina in the NHL. 11-1 in the playoffs. They only lost the longest layoff since 1919. Their opponent's team total has gone under 11 of the 12. They're 6-0 on the road. Road teams are now 40-35 in the NHL playoffs. Montreal has played 11 straight overs in the first period, and they're on a 10-1 run, goal in the first 10.
The numbers do not lie at all in this series. Shots were 43-18, and I also saw this as well. From Opta AI,
they're actually better even strength. I don't like them when they're on the power play.
Oh, yeah.
They're so good 5-on-5.
How about this? Montreal has 43 shots on goal in almost 200 minutes of game time over the last 3 games. Pauly, that's an average of 13.1 shots per 60 minutes. That is the fewest shots per 60 minutes by any NHL team over any 3-game span, regular or postseason, since shots were first tracked back in 1955. That's what we're watching right now.
Yep.
Total domination in real time.
Yep. And I'm stunned what the Golden Knights did to the Avalanche, 30-1 to sweep them. You know, they steal game 1, and then Colorado blows game 2, and then they really blew game 3, up 3-0. And then Tortorella said game 4 was the best defensive game they played all year in the playoffs. But how things can change, right? Again, but it's what Hart has done, what Tortorella has done. But like you said, they had no business beating Utah. And I can't get over that stat that they showed in the last game. Game 4 was the first time, in 15 home games that they led at the end of the first period. Think about that.
Yeah, right. So the FanDuel price that was available, Bill 80 had this today in the VSiN Daily. Hurricanes minus 176, Golden Knights plus 146.
Yeah, I'm Carolina.
You're Carolina?
I'm all Carolina.
You're all Carolina?
I've been all Carolina. I'm driving the bus with Freddie.
What number?
You know that?
Yeah.
I mean, you can't. It's difficult to score on this guy. Number one, he's so good, and the defense is so good.
Well, he doesn't get to do anything.
That's true. I know.
So
but
will
that's 3 shutouts now.
3 shutouts now. Will he get knocked at all for the Conn Smythe?
No,
because he's
way.
only facing 13 shots a game.
No.
This is from our buddy back after this on X. How low can they go in some of these game totals for Carolina and Vegas? Every game should be 1-0 and 3 overtimes.
Yep.
Have we ever seen 3.5? He said a flat 5 is an autoplay every time. If they score 6 goals in any of those games, they can have my money.
That's a good question. I wonder if our guy Fitz is listening. I think when it was Brodeur and Jaguar, I think we had 4s.
4.5?
Yes, I believe it was that low. When it was the Jaguar, little Brodeur stuff.
They don't dare make game 1 5.5, do they?
Can't.
They can't?
No.
Or is it going to be like 5.5 under minus 140?
Yeah. Here's what you were talking about. Great job putting us up. Ohtani to have a no-no through 5, 16-1. Dodgers almost finished it. Gave up a hit in the 8th.
I'll give you this. You want a bad beat in that game?
Sure.
I get it. It's modern-day baseball. He was at 99 pitches with a no-hitter. His K-prop was 7.5. He finished with 7.
Oh, no.
But you can't assume, and I had him over 7.5 for the game last night. You can't, I never once thought that they were going to bring him back out to see like how far he could take the no-hitter.
Okay. Subscribe, be part of the team, VSiN.com, our radio and podcast friends. You always want to see these tweets and videos at Pauly Does Vegas on Instagram. Send them in, we'll put you on. Happy birthday to my son, my little guy Jordan.
Oh, his birthday?
He's 11.
Ah.
And he's got a girlfriend. Putting the moves on a Pomeranian.
Uh-oh.
Now, my buddy Ozzy is like, did he outkick the coverage? Could he do better? I go, I don't know. So, there it is.
Pomeranians are good-looking
dogs. Yeah,
dogs.
he's in love. You know, he goes to daycare. They've been dating for a while now, and there they are, cuddled up there on the couch together. They got a nice rapport.
Parental supervision here, or
no, not a,
no?
No,
Free for all, have at it, buddy.
No, it's okay. It's not nothing like that. But that's great. Happy birthday to my son.
That's awesome.
This is great. How about this? When we had John Anthony on, and we were talking about the cards. Come on now. I know it's a one of one. But $5 million for the Wembanyama Prism, it's what we talked about. People don't care, and they're bragging about what they're paying for these one-of-a-kind items and cards. $5 million for the Wemby. No end in sight. And I saw Sean Deeb, the great poker player who's been in studio many times. He had something like this that he regrets selling years ago for like 10 grand, and it's astronomical what these prices are with these cards.
Yeah. So, I really need to get into card collecting again. I gave it up when I was still in high school. What does this sell for in 3 years? If Wembanyama is the guy who we all think he's going to be, multiple MVP winner, champion, whatever, he'll win Defensive Player of the Year every year as long as he stays healthy. Does this sell again for $20 million in a couple of years? Like, is this guy looking at an ROI like this through the roof? It might.
I don't. Can't say it's crazy. Can't rule it out. No way. How about this as a prank? To mess with their neighbors, with their trail.
I saw this.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
With their camera prank, with the trail. One guy dresses up as Chewbacca. The other guy dresses up as an Ewok. Freak them out. And they're looking in. What the hell is that? Oh, it's a Wookiee. That is creative, unique, and unprecedented. Very good. Much like this one. One lose some. The guy sits down and plays 100 play dollars. And he hits max bet on accident. And he's playing triple-double, and he happens to get dealt 3 2s, though. He's, oh, my God, what a feeling. I hit the button on accident. I hit max bet. I'm betting $1, 100 play, but I get dealt 3 2s. And I'm not, we don't have to continue with this.
Well, but I mean, so he gets the kicker and everything?
He went 0 for 100. Are you kidding?
What?
Yeah, it's going to go long, but yeah. He didn't get one other 2. He couldn't even get a 4 of a kind.
You're kidding me.
He went 0 for 100. Here it comes. Fast enough. Watch.
Oh.
He got dealt 3 2s on triple-double 100 play. He went 0 for 100. That's a kick to the groin.
I think I'll retire.
I know.
I think that's it for me.
I know.
Yep.
Yeah, I wouldn't have believed him unless he had proof. Sports Calendar never stops. Sharp Plays covers it all. They won it for 15 straight years. Documented, posted publicly. The Mr. Poison tweets every day. When they moves, the books takes notice. Advanced AI, trusted insider intel. They find the value before the numbers shift. Respected, watched, and feared. Start winning with them. SharpPlays.com. Great job, guys.
All right, Braves right now, runners on first and third. 2 outs, top of the third against the Red Sox. I hope they can get at least one in here. I did bet the Braves before the game started. I think I played them at minus 134. Was the number, and I will say that Sale has been just a little off today. That's all I'm going to say. Like the Red Sox have had guys on, maybe a position to maybe get one across, and they have not yet. So we'll see how this goes. There's a visit right now to the mound. and maybe the Braves can get one across here in this inning. But 2 outs again. Need one right here, I think. Official bets for you in the NBA tonight. I have the Caruso and SGA steals prop.
Caruso over threes, Wemby over rebounds. I think it's difficult about how you're going to navigate San Antonio players from three as well. So that's a pass. And bad news, Plum's out for a week. Oh, this could have been a golden goose. How good has she been?
Oh, she's been
with
awesome.
The Sparks.
That's now the two players who you love to bet more than anything else.
Oh,
Plum and Rickea Jackson.
I know.
At least
You
Plum's
believe
out
that?
for the year.
So Plum starts 6-1 over her player prop. And I know we both had it before vacation. The one loser, she had 14 points at the half.
At the half.
And then they were at a comfortable lead. She's a facilitator. She only added 16 for the finish.
Well, I think they scored 100 in that game.
Yeah, she comes out I know, that's why it was unbelievable. She comes out the next game against her former team that traded her, and she drops almost 40 on them. I mean, she's making it rain out there.
Yep.
She's in a zone.
We are watching in real time while the regular season is meaningless. Real or Fugazi next on Follow the Money. It's VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.